Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. Gail Scott, channeler. And the message that I want to share with you today, I'm calling Fundamental Truths of the Journey. And this is all about this journey that we're on as human beings going through this massive planetary shift and dimensional change. This message came through from Archangel Metatron. And he said, many times that we've thought as a humanity, as a collective and a group, that we know the way the world works. But this is not actually true, because the truth is that our world is constantly changing. And so as you adhere to a certain way, a certain philosophy or set of beliefs, practices, things that you do, you think that it's stagnant, you think it's static and it doesn't change, that's the way it is. But actually that's not true. So what his message in this channeling is a confirmation that we're evolving as a species. And of course, that our beautiful planet Earth, Gaia, Mother Earth, is evolving too. And so many things are changing, and they're always changing, always changing. And he mentioned there are other worlds where things change more slowly than on Gaia, but he's sticking to this message about Gaia right now and about how things are shifting here. So here we are, we're in the midst of what seems to be a pretty sudden and erratic change in our world. But if you look at history books, you will see that this is actually very common for us. But because we only have access to this world, the world that we know in this current incarnation, we, or most of us in general, are not really familiar with, and nor do we have the capacity to know what happens in other worlds or other dimensions, other realms. Of course, that's the age-old question, is there life outside of Earth? And of course, we know that there is, but we are only just beginning to tap into that in a collective sense. Of course, there have been other teachers, Edgar Cayce and many other philosophers who have really been able to access this energy. But now more and more of us on the planet are beginning to have this awareness of these fundamental truths that, that I'm bringing forward in this message to you. So if you only look at what you've got right now, you are limiting your ability to access more information that is now becoming available to you. Now, it wasn't here before, and that was deliberate. It was deliberate because as human beings, if we knew all about other realms, other lifetimes, other experiences that we had had or that others had had, it would cloud the experience that we were having in our own life journey. And so, in this particular experience, we're now having this kind of environment that we're living in, and it seems to be very turbulent. I mean, it is. It's chaotic. In fact, it's destructive. And yet, if we look back over time, you'll see this is actually very normal, that we go through destruction, chaos, and change on an ongoing basis. So we're in this massive upgrade right now. And this is progress for us. This is progress for our world. It's progress for us as a collective. And of course, for you and me, certainly as individuals on the planet going through our own personal experiences. And so we're in this state right now where everything is upgrading in a massive way. I mean, massively. Cellularly and physically, emotionally, spiritually. In fact, this change has been a long time coming, and it's changing the entire equilibrium of our world, and we're not over yet. It's not complete. And there's lots of different sides to the story of this massive historical event within this time-space reality. And of course, our generations that are to come will look back at this as one of those historical, chaotic, destructive change times. So here we are, we're smack in the middle of it. This is the nature of change. It's the way chaos and destruction work. And so you're going to find that everything is going to kind of go topsy-turvy, upside down for you. And, emotionally within your own psyche, the way that you believe things to be, physically within your bodies, you might be struggling with experiences where you have more anxiety, or you feel less connected, or maybe you feel more connected, or you're just very confused. You have physical symptoms going on, digestive upsets, headaches, instability within yourself. This is the nature of what we're going through. And you might be beginning to question, why is this happening? And what part do I play in it? And who am I? And why am I here? Why is this happening right now? And this is the transformation. This is the alchemical process that we're going through. And, for anyone who's gone through change, and of course, most of us have had major change at some point in our lives, whether it's the change of a relationship, or moving, or change in job, or change in health, or change in family situations. It's often not pleasant, and it's often not comfortable. And so this is kind of true at every level. And so what we need to recognize is that as we're in this, what seems like very much darkness, we have to recognize that we are evolving and transforming and pushing through into something brand new, something that we as a collective and we as an earth, we have never gone through this before. So the message that came through brought the metaphor of a seed planted in the darkness of the earth. This is not a new picture for me to be bringing to you, but imagining that, we as a collective are in the darkness of the energy of Mother Earth as a seed. And we are, getting closer and closer, like that seed does, to breaking through the darkness and into the light. And this is our evolution. This is what we came here to do. If you're not sure about that, take it from me. You came here, you knew when you came here that this was part of it. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, we don't know everything when we come in, because it would just be too much information for us. But here it is. It's all being revealed now. So if you're in a dark place, please have hope. Try to understand that it's here for a reason. You don't have to be afraid of it. You just want to begin to tap into who you really are. And who you really are is the light. It's love and being connected to that light, which means being in your heart space, not being all wrapped up in your head and what you believe and what you see and what you think to be true, but what you really feel and know within yourself. And that's not just within you, it's within everybody. We all have access to that. So it's a really exciting time right now. As a collective, we are actually making this massive push to the surface, to the light, into this whole new paradigm of, fifth dimension and living in the light. And of course, as in when you sow seed in the ground, not all seeds actually make it to the light. And so this is also true for us as a species. Some of us have decided that we will not move forward into the new Gaia, into new Earth, into, fifth dimension. We want to have another third dimensional experience. And so we're going to transition into that. And I don't know if that's you or anyone else, but that's your soul's journey. That's, for you to experience that journey for yourself. So it's a very exciting, growing time right now. And so many people ask me, how do I do this? What do I do? And Metatron's been very clear here. You really must persevere through it. And you have to believe that, all things and change are possible, and that this is for the greater good of all. Even though it might not look that way right now, because we do know there are many on our planet who are suffering. But it is going to be possible to come through all this, because change is always happening. And so we're going to emerge into this new and different, more evolved state, just like the seed, as it pushes its way through the earth, out of the darkness and in towards the sunlight. So we're in a struggle right now, and it does seem very dark and difficult. But remember that, the darkest moment is always right before dawn. This is a magnificent time to be alive. It's one of the best times to be alive, because you're going through this experience, this evolutionary process, and you're going through it with everyone else. We're all going through it together, and we've never gone through it before at this level. So even though, we feel like we're pushing forward, recognize that this is evolution. This is promotion and progressing into this new way, this kind of new way of being. So we're humans being on the planet, and we've been humans, of course, being on the planet in a certain vibration, frequency, mostly fear and control and disempowerment. And we're moving up into a whole new way of showing up in the world, not just as a species, but you as an individual. You have an opportunity here to evolve with this. And what's required there is for you to, really stay in your own heart space. And so pushing through to the light and accepting that this is a massive shift. I've brought through many, many channelings telling you how to stay grounded, how to be in the heart, how to come from love. And so, go back and look through some of the topics that I've covered in many, many of my channeled messages on YouTube and on Mixcloud, and you'll find them. They tell you exactly how to be in the heart, how to be love, how to navigate these difficult times, what to do with your body, how to communicate with people, how to feel about yourself and take care of yourself. And know that, you need to support yourself, absolutely, but you have so much support from other realms, from other energies, from, galactic sources that I and many other channelers now are tapping into, that are supporting us in the cosmos, as well as all of our masters and guides and angels. And that through these spiritual worlds that exist outside of Mother Earth and within the universe and the cosmos, they are all watching and supporting this magnificent, escalation of our world. And so, yes, we're in turbulent times, but it's also wonderfully exciting. And so recognize that you can move into a different energy field. You can. If that's something that you really want to do and you don't know how, check out those other videos or contact me, and I'm more than happy to assist you with that. So this is a monumental time for humanity. As I said before, your soul knew what it was doing when it came to Earth in this lifetime. It incarnated here because it knew that it wanted to be involved in this experience. And so here you are in this time-space reality, having this particular experience, and it's your journey. So stay with it, stay with the journey, even if it's dark, even if it's challenging, even if you don't know what to do, recognize that eventually most, if not all of us, are going to kind of pull out of this, just like the seed pushes through the earth up into the air. And we're going to come out of the dark and we're going to come into the light. So there's no timeline for this that Metatron is giving us. They're saying it's a magnificent journey. They don't want to give us all the details, because that would be like giving you the story of your life before you've lived it. And there's no excitement there. There's no motivation, drive, inspiration, and hope to really help you to evolve. But they are saying it is worthy of the journey, and that, there's a natural progression that your soul is here to have in this experience. And it is brighter and lighter. And there are things that you can do, and you are fully supported and loved. as you're going through this. The journey is going to be so well worth it. I can guarantee that to you, if you're willing to really, be willing to stay in this experience and recognize that there's a different way that you could be being. And if you need help, as I said, let me know. And recognize that there are some people who are not going to do this journey. They are going to choose to do something different. And that's nothing to do with you. It's their evolution. And there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Because as I mentioned, each individual soul kind of makes its own transition with its own choices in its own way. And so you can't control any of that. Love them for the time that you have them with you, honor them, appreciate them. And that's why it's so important to be in the moment and not getting too far ahead of yourself, because the journey of living, of being a human, is in the moment. It's about recognizing what really matters to you and having those priorities and those values present in your everyday, and making sure that you appreciate what you have and the beautiful experiences that you get each and every day of your life. This transmission was followed by an incredible starlight language message that was deliberately brought through to ease us in the journey. So if that's something that you would like to hear, you'd like to listen to, go to mixcloud.com/Bosie International and you will find the recording of the actual channeled message. And at the end of it, there is a starlight language message that comes through for you. And know that in listening to that, you are going to be downloaded with key codes and light codes that will assist you to vibrationally shift in these frequency changes. So this is a very, very hopeful, loving, caring, inspiring message. And if you know someone who would need to hear this right now, please do share and subscribe to the channel, because I'm bringing forward these messages on a very regular basis. And they're very practical and pragmatic. They will give you specific things that you can be doing to ease this journey for yourself. So once again, thank you so much for watching and for listening. And until next time, much, much love to you.